first song I'd like to talk about is "Veil of Tears," and it's off of our album "A Thousand Faces Act 2," and or no, it's "A Thousand Faces Act 1," and it was recorded partially in Egypt. We created the song. The whole album, the double album, is based on the Hero's Journey by Joseph Campbell, Hero with a Thousand Faces, a book on creative writing and just the art of a story. And so we created a whole thing that had a story to it that was the hero was the audience, and we were up on stage, full projection mapping show, like really intense and really fun, really, really interesting process. So we were trying to write songs that had to do with the parts of the story that needed to be written. And one of them was death. Death is a profound thing, and I've experienced that in different ways. And I lost my father, and that was a big inspiration moment. I was in high school when that happened. So, it's like, I think of death in many ways, but the kind of death we were talking about was more of the death of the spirit that's holding you back, and sort of that letting go of being able to go forth and just do. And actually both songs have to do with that I wanted to show you. So the first one is Veil of Tears, and that one was recorded at the pyramids in Egypt. We were invited to do a performance on the solstice 12/21/12 at the Great Pyramids, and it just so happened when we were about to go, the Arab Spring erupted there. And there was this huge protests and all this stuff happening in Cairo. And so there was this little dangerous element of what we were doing. Also, it's really uncommon for an American band to go and play at the pyramids in Egypt. It's kind of a unique moment. And so I was ready to go through anything to be able to do that. And whenever, because of the nature of our project, me and David and Zoe, we always figure out, like, all right, like, we're going traveling right now. That means we're going to be in someone else's world. Like, we should figure out some cool things to, like, be armed with to collaborate with people, so that we can rent a studio somewhere and pay somebody to play on this song, or, just be open to be ready for that. And so we'd have, like, lists of things we wanted to get done. And, one of them was this death piece that we kind of figured it would be cool to have this really, like, ethereal sort of, like, almost in a religious way. Because there's cultures that just, they regard human life in such a high respect way. And so the band that opened up the night during sunset was this Sufi band that is a performance group that does dance and drumming and singing. And so they actually are this band that represents Egypt's like cultural music. They're one of the representatives of them. So they actually go around the world and perform this music as a representative of that culture. And so it's pretty cool. Their performance was mind-blowing, absolutely amazing. And then we, like, that the first part was this really thing, and then we had dinner, and then there was the concert was like after that. And so during dinner they sat us all with those musicians, and it turns out the dancers like love Beats Antique, and I was like, oh, cool. And then there was and then me and David were talking to them, and we were just like, well, we kind of had this idea to collaborate with someone here, and we really wanted to see if you guys would be interested in sitting in with us. And so there was a singer, and he doesn't speak English, and we had to talk to the dancer who spoke English to tell him what the song was about and what we wanted to do, because for them, those types of things are really important. And the questions he asked us, and then the way that we responded, it was like, it's about death. And he's like, And I'm like, no, it's about the death of an idea, the death of a spirit, or something that's holding you down, or something. And he's like, yes. And so he got it, and then we later that evening we went on stage, and they came and he sang what we asked him to sing, and when you hear it, it's pure and real and super inspiring, and that's like a special moment for me.
Awesome.
Alrighty. So this was literally like we recorded the percussion and the live drums and the vocals all on location at the pyramids during a performance during the Arab Spring. So yeah, like you can kind of feel it once you understand the story, but if you didn't know the story, I think that it still translates. You just there's something special about just the way that he's singing, and just the way that it was in that moment, and the things that were happening at the time that were just honestly really intense and difficult.
Wow, that's
So there's like this suffering there that's like, but he's suffering and he's celebrating at the same time. And that's like, to me, that's like the key to real music, to authentic music.
beautiful.